Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 584, for comics originally releasing August the 4th and August the 5th, 2020. But before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this Tuesday and Wednesday, I don't even know how to do this anymore. I used to be able to say one day. I used to say one day of the week, and that's just when comics came, and now we got like 16 things. I'm writing down twice as many days and twice as many things. Drew,
twice
what's
as many
happened
FOCs.
to my comics?
I know, man. It's bad. Well, this will cheer you up.
Okay.
From our buddy Jason in Hawaii. He wishes Kyle a very happy birthday. A little early.
A little.
So on New Comic Day, Wednesday.
There you go.
Be the 5th, right? Is that
The 5th.
Yep, that is Kyle's birthday. So think of him when you're getting your new comics. All those
That's
comics
right.
are there from Kyle to you.
At least flip through a little Nightwing for me when you're in there.
And he has a 2-part convention question. He asks, what do you guys miss about comic conventions, and what were your favorite moments from a convention you went to?
The smell. It's definitely the smell. I'm kidding.
Gross.
I mean, Artist Alley. I miss Artist Alley. I've got so many books that I'm just like, I want to go get stuff signed. I love getting stuff signed. I love talking to creators. I love going through Artist Alley and buying the books they bring with them. I love taking my stuff and having them signed, and then seeing if the other guy that's there can get, getting somebody to sign multiple book or getting multiple signatures on a book and just running around. That's my favorite thing I miss about cons.
Yeah.
And plus, I've gotten a lot more into cosplayers lately. That could be just because of Instagram and TikTok, but it happens.
Yeah, I do miss the conversations with creators. That's fun. It's always nice to put a face with the artist, the writer. That's always cool. My favorite moment from a convention. What would be my favorite moment? I guess that first C2E2 that we went to, where we met Eric and James and hung out and got to do what did we went across to the little super secret party that was going on.
Yeah, the CBCS party.
It had Roy Thomas there, and
Roy Thomas. Yep.
That was pretty awesome. So there's lots of good stuff like that. Just seeing people
Mm-hmm.
and hanging out is pretty cool. That you usually just podcast with or talk to via email and stuff. It's nice to see them in person. So that's the best part of the conventions. It's not buying stuff. It's not exclusives, although those are cool. It's just hanging out with people that online and get to actually see in person. And that's the stuff I miss the most.
100%. One of my favorite memories is from our very first Wizard World Comic Con in Columbus, Ohio. We went to. We got to wave at Stan Lee from a distance because we were too stupid to pay to talk to him, which now I regret.
Yes.
And all kinds of really cool people there, and just the experience of the first con, and just how many times I did laps around looking at additional stuff, and taking it all in, and hanging out with the Back to the Future DeLorean and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool con. It was. I don't know if it was not quite as big as C2E2, but it was a pretty big con. It was the biggest con I'd ever been to up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot of fun, and we miss conventions, and I was hoping to be able to do some this summer, and it's been a real bummer. Even like the small little hotel conventions.
Yeah, those are my favorite to buy books at, where the dealers just bring all their stuff and want pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, and they're not even happening much anymore. I don't. Did our quarterly one that we used to go to in that Ramada in Columbus still around?
Yeah, it's still around, but they've COVID canceled everything.
Yeah, that's what I figured. What a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I miss a lot, I guess, about conventions and cons, and I hope we can get that stuff back on track.
100%. Because I'm going to spend a lot of money the first con I go
to. Tom wants to know, what is your favorite comic from each decade? And I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of lists here, and I'm going to only go back to the 40s because I don't know if comics existed in the 30s. They probably did, but I wasn't around. I wasn't around in the 40s either. But anyway, and I'm probably going to peter out here. I'm going to go from my most current stuff back to like the older, and try to do it that way. So let's take the 2010s first. So 2010 to now, that decade, I would say would probably go to Walking Dead.
Yeah, 100%.
Or maybe any of the Image. Of course, like the Image was so strong in the 2010s, man. I mean, 2010s belong to Image in my mind. Why the Last Man was during that era too. That's a Vertigo book, but Southern Bastards, Saga was in the 2010s. So many great comics that have either ran their course, their 30-issue run, 20-issue run, 40-issue run, or have faded and went on hiatus and not come back.
Yeah.
But there was, for a while there, man, everything that was coming out was great.
Oh yeah.
Everything Image was putting out was awesome, and it was, yeah. So I mean, it'd have to be an Image book, and of the Image books, Walking Dead kind of dominated that decade for me.
Of the 2010s, you say?
Of the 2010s, yeah.
I'm gonna say Court of Owls, Batman, because that's 2010 to me.
Yeah, 2010 to 2020. It's a decade, not a year.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I think of that, that's what I think of is that.
So that was probably it was like 2011 to 2014, something like that, right?
Exactly. So just to kick off, I remember that being just super good. Got me right back into Batman in a big way, and just kind of was like, I'm in.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think it's for the 2000s, from 2000 to 2010. I think that's where The Last Man would be my favorite. I don't think, because it was like 2004 to 2008 or something like that. So that's actually where it fits the best. And Why The Last Man was by far, it would dominate that decade for me. I mean, there's some other candidates, but I can't go against BKV's 60 issues of Why the Last Man. I have to give it to them.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see.
100%.
For the 90s, 90s to 2000, I'm gonna have. It's tough. It would either be Sandman.
I knew you were gonna pick Sandman.
It'd either be Neil Gaiman's Sandman, or maybe the Amazing Spider-Man, the McFarlane Spider-Man, Black Suit. The Amazing 300 was that then. McFarlane was my guy. I loved that Amazing Spider-Man run. Sandman I've not revisited in so long, but that meant a lot to me. I really loved Sandman. So, man, that's a tough one. It's in between. It's between those two, and I probably have to give it to Sandman. Yep, I'd probably have to give it to Neil Gaiman's Sandman over McFarlane's Amazing Spider-Man run.
I'm back on Batman, and I am Long Halloween. I really like Long Halloween.
Yeah, that was great. In the 80s, from 80 to 90, this is, of course, when I first started probably really buying comics at comic book shops. So I would have to, it either be like my Moon Knight launch happened during this decade. So my Moon Knight love affair began here. Dark Knight
Returns, right?
That happened in the 80s.
That's 80 something or other.
6.
Watchmen's the 80s, isn't it?
And then Watchmen, yeah. So for me, it's going to be Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, or Moon Knight.
Are you more or Batman Year One?
No, and I'm thinking that did that creep into like 89, 90? Was that 90?
That could have been 90s.
It's really 90s. Close there, but I think I got to give it to Watchmen. Watchmen is like a perfect 12-issue series almost. I mean, it's just like pitch perfect, and that it was just that was a great year of comics, and I bought it in singles, and that was a really cool experience. So I'd have to give it to Watchmen. Now Secret Wars would have been a good one too for that decade, but I'm still going to give it to Watchmen.
That's where I had my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those Mirage books.
Oh yeah,
that's where I had my Marvel Transformers beginning run.
Yep.
That's where, for some odd reason, I collected Power Pack books.
Yeah. Let's see now. Now you get into the 70s, and I had a big stack of weird war tales that I read from there, and Sergeant Rock. And the 60s and the 70s would have to go. It was like all war comics for me. So from those decades of comics, it was. Let's give the Weird War Tales to 1970s, and Sergeant Rock gets the 60s.
Howard the Duck was 70s too, wasn't he?
Hey, might have been. Yeah. He might have been. That's a good one.
And I'm trying to think when my Disco Nightwing, my Teen Titans run.
That would have been 80s. I think that
would have been
80s.
That wasn't 70s. I couldn't remember if that crept.
It could have been like 70s. A 79, but I'd have to Google that.
Yeah.
Now, if
the X-Men started in the 70s, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, Marvel started in the 60s.
Marvel, yeah, that's true. So, yeah. So the 60s is your Amazing Fantasy 15.
It could have been, yeah. I'm gonna go with Sergeant Rock in the 60s and Weird War Tales in the 70s. Now I probably could have given it to like Richie Rich or something, like I read from that era when I was a kid. But that's about as close as I can do. Now, if you go back to the 50s, I guess it's got to be Superman, and I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
And then the 40s would have to be like Batman.
Yep, the original detective books.
Or flip those, which came first, I don't remember. Detective 27 come before Action 1? Probably not. Action 1 probably came first. Because
Superman had his anniversary before Batman did.
Yeah. So, you might want to flip those. But yeah, I'd have to give it to Batman and Superman for the 40s and the 50s, and laying the groundwork. I can't think of anything else that I could even give it to back then.
Mm-hmm.
What I even might have read from that era. I don't think I read much of anything from that era. So
I'm not good at going back and reading old books.
No, I don't even know how well they'd hold up. I'd like to try it one day, but. There's this like museum site that Professor Allen over at Relatively Geeky turned me on to. It was it's like a museum site that has an archive site that has old public domain comics from long ago, and you can read them for free. If I can find that link, I'll throw it in the show notes. But you can go check out some real old school stuff.
Original comics.
Yeah, old school stuff like that. But yeah, did we miss anything from those decades? I don't know. There's probably some people beating their pod machines right now saying, well, why did you omit X or Y? Most people will probably give X, the 70s to X-Men, I'm guessing, or the 60s. They but I was never an X guy, so it never worked for me. But yeah, that's my list, and that's Kyle's list. So it's the best we can do.
Absolutely. And if you disagree with us, feel free to write in and give us some of yours.
Yeah. It's an easy comics for fun and profit at gmail.com. Send us that email, or go to our Twitter, Comics Fun Profit, our Instagram, Comics for Fun Profit, and our Facebook, Comics for Fun and Profit. And you can leave comments and questions and stuff that way. Email's the best, but we'll take them via any of those platforms.
We need to make a link tree.
Yeah, I'll do that when I
write that down.
when I Google it. before we go to our FOC, let's hop over and do the Hot 10 because number 1 has got you written all over it.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I'll go ahead and go through these. We are over our good friends at comicbookinvest.com. Look at their Hot 10 comics for July 31st, 2020. And the number 1, Raphael number 1, the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's 9.6 now sells for $650. Both are record high sales. Also record high. A 9.8 sold for $1,600. Previously at $950. Turtle keys are hot, and this definitely qualifies as a key, being the first appearance of Casey Jones. This has probably been long overdue for a really nice price dump.
You have this, right?
Yes.
I think you should sell it.
I think I should too. I have all of those micro series.
Yeah,
all of the micro series.
Yeah. Do you think are they bumped corners and stuff?
Oh yeah, they were owned by a child, my friend.
Yeah, I figured. But I bet you could still sell it raw for a decent amount if you wanted to.
100%. How you at pressing things? You gotten good at it yet?
No, I'm still be scared to do anything beyond a quarter bin book.
Come on, my dude. You gotta get it.
I gotta get practicing. I know.
You press this thing out at $650 for me. Let's go.
I'll press it out, and then, oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. It burned up.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's go low heat. Let's start with low heat, man. Jeez. At rank 2, we have Thor, of course, jumping from 35 to 40 to now 75 to 100. Man, Black Winter is going crazy. And Thor number 2 is no exception. And now we got Thor number 5 selling like crazy as well. So, holy people are spending money on that. Of course, at rank 3, we have Thor number 5. Was $40 last week and is selling for double that this week. And then you can get like the $80 range. Like number 2, people want any Donny Cates created villain.
It's crazy.
Black Winter, Null, whoever. Oh yeah, the Ribic variant is selling lights out as well. Another thing that ticks me off, Drew.
Yep.
Rank 4, Spider-Gwen number 1, third print.
Yeah.
150 plus.
Yeah.
It was a $10 book a couple weeks ago. These third prints are skyrocketing. It is pretty in the green, I'll give you that.
Are people just now figuring out that they have low print runs?
Yeah, and there's not even first appearances in this Spider-Gwen. It's just another one of those third print books that just goes like gangbusters.
I mean, I guess if there was a, Batman number 1 from the 40s that was the third print, you'd want it.
100%, especially since they did do multiple printing things.
Yeah.
At rank 5, we have Invincible number 1. Mark this as book number 238 that I should have bought. Our good friend at CBCS says, or not, Comic Book Invest says, after hitting an all-time high in 2016 when a 9.8 sold for $1,545, this book dropped to half that price pre-COVID. Inching its way back to the 4-figure mark last month, it shot up considerably this week when the price jumped from $1,300 to a new high of $1,635. So, not sure why, but Invincible is going crazy. Rank 6, Sleeping Beauties number 1 by who, Drew?
Yeah, Peach Momoko.
Peach Momoko continuing to sell well. It is a very good-looking comic, limited to 200. This is the San Diego Comic-Con variant. There was no San Diego Comic-Con. $100 book last week. Add another 50 to it, and we are heading that way. Beauty number 1, the Jenny Frison variant.
Man, I love this book so much.
2 weeks ago, this was a $15 to $20 book. Now it's $45 to $60. It's a very interesting story and a beautiful cover by Jenny. I can see why it's popular. Don't I have a Beauty number 1 that Jeremy Hahn sold me that was only conventions and is much more rare than this friggin' Frison variant?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Why is that thing not selling? Didn't you buy a Beauty condom that came with a comic book?
I don't know about that, but I got the...
Or no. What was it?
It's a Beauty Con variant that came in a little paper bag, and it was those guys posed on the cover with their signatures.
Yeah.
That's like I'll never sell that. That's never leaving my site.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Strange Academy #1, the Umberto Ramos 1 in 25 variant. Strange Academy, all covers of this book are selling well. This one in particular has jumped from 75 to 85 to 125 25 bones. This book is actually a darn good hit. You will need to hold on it for a few years, but the market is too impatient to worry about that right now. I got this book, Batman #28 from the Scott Snyder run.
Oh, yeah.
This was only a $5 book last week, but James Tynion IV stated that he was bringing Bluebird back for the first time in Rebirth, and then tons of these sold for $15 to $20. Don't forget that issue 7 is the first Harper Row appearance.
I loved Harper Row.
Yep. Also, don't forget about the infamous combo pack variant, which is not even available on eBay at the moment.
You know, and we were talking about those combo packs a while ago. Like, those things were low print runs.
Yeah.
And we should have been snatching them up, but they were like an extra $1 or something. Right?
Yeah, something weird.
To get, because you got to get the code with it or something. Yeah, it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At rank 10, we have Captain Marvel 18, first appearance of L'Oreal. Selling for 10 to 15 out of the box. Just wait for those second and third prints. We have honorable mentions. We have Grit #1. I talked about this
last week
because of the Southern Bastards
you.
feels. Yeah. Another Scout comic that is selling well after release. 10 to 15 just after release. But there doesn't seem to be more copies available than it eats what it feeds from a few weeks ago. And that one has stayed below 10. So, and then Red Seal Comics #20. I love how they chose an old one that just magically sold for a ton.
Yeah.
Someone definitely needs to explain what Mr. Skeleton's magnet is all about and why the lady is falling from it. Also, why is the dude shooting a water pistol? Anyways, this is a weird cover. A 5.5 sold for $1,100. The last sale was in 2013, an 8.5 for $660.
Yeah, it's an interesting cover, and it was another damsel in distress cover. Somebody's gobbling up these damsel in distress covers.
Mm-hmm.
And to each his own. Everybody's got their thing.
They realize we'll never have those kind of things again.
Yeah. And before we shoot over, while we're talking about top 10s, UCS is really our only kind of look at what the top selling books are, because Comicron isn't compiling any diamond data right now, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again in the near future. But Kyle, if you were to guess, how many of the top 10 sellers were not Batman, what would your guess be? Were not Batman related, what would your guess be?
3.
I would be 0.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Every top seller from UCS for the month of July in the top 10 is a Batman book. 96, 3 Jokers, 97, 95, 94, Dark Knight's Death Metal, Dark Knight's Death Metal 2, Death Metal 3, Batman 3 Jokers, and Dark Knight's Death Metal Guidebook. That is your top 10. It's all Batman.
Dang. They are
DC has
on good Batman.
DC has no problem mining their best character. They just need a second or third character to bring up, I don't know, to bat clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, somebody after Batman. What do they have besides Batman that's selling?
A fading Nightwing.
Justice League, I guess. Is there other?
An irrelevant Superman.
Yeah. And I think they're losing Bendis off of that. So it's Batman and Hill House.
Yeah, no doubt. Come on, Wonder Woman, let's find something good.
Exactly.
Move Scott Snyder up into Wonder Woman. He can do something.
Let's take a look at our good buddy Eric's FOC.
Of course, FOC is the final order cutoff. It is our last opportunity to order a few books and have them in our beautiful pull boxes before we have to chase them in the secondary market.
And we have clarification.
Okay, so you want to do this or you want me to?
You can do it. You can take it.
All right, FOC, the DC stuff is due to your LCS on Sunday by 6 p.m.
Well, this is Eric's plan, so this is Cowabunga.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure what your LCS is
fairly
doing.
Similar to most others,
Yep.
okay?
Yep.
And then all other things due by Monday. usually by like close or whatnot, midday
he's
Monday,
saying
but maybe
6,
even.
yeah. It used to be noon, didn't it?
Yeah.
So
The
he's
earlier
given,
the better on Monday for everything else.
he's given us till 6, which is nice.
Yeah. But, this is our final bite at the apple. Sometimes we get a few extra pages of art on things. We know a little bit more about who's in it. But this is our last chance to add a few things to our order. I got to keep an eye out because I forgot to submit a July previews order. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff I got to write down and FOC the entire month. So we shall see how that goes.
Yeah.
Because life came at me fast and I did not make an order.
Yeah, and now so Eric at Cowabunga is sending one FOC spreadsheet, and with that spreadsheet, you may break it up into 2 orders: DC on Sunday, everything else on Monday. But I think you should just probably get everything in on Sunday.
If you can, you might as well.
I mean,
to each their own.
Yeah,
do as we say, not as we do.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Or just waiting till Monday and skipping DC altogether, but then you're missing out. So
shots fired.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Anyways, Drew and I like to go through the FOC, but Eric, when he sends out this email, sends out a few things that he sees some heat and some trend on that he likes to feature. The first thing that he's featuring, Batgirl number 48, cover B, the Ian McDonald variant. A very nice Batgirl variant with some actual bats on it. I love it when they put actual bats with these people. It's great stuff. We also have from DC, Hellblazer, Rise and Fall, number 1. Tom Taylor writing Constantine. It's normally a $7 book, which discount you get it for $3.50. There's a 3-issue series, Black Label. Tom Taylor writing Black Label, Drew.
I'm excited. And Constantine.
I'm excited about that.
I love it.
So yeah. You're going to be spending, if you're pre-ordering them, you're going to spend just a skosh over $10 for these 3. It's Tom Taylor. It's Black Label. Yeah, I'm super jazzed for this. We have Red Hood and the Outlaws, cover B, a nice Philip Tan variant there. Scott Lobdell continuing to write that book. Wonder Woman 761, the Joshua Middleton cover B. We have a nice... I can't tell if that's almost stipple. It's just very sepia. Super good. Mariko Tamaki writing that. Black Magic 13. Greg Rucka back on the Black Magic train for Image there. Bomb Queen Trump Card number 1. Cover A from Image, Jimmy Robinson. Fantastic Four Amethyst number 1.
Antithesis.
The Art Adams. Huh?
Antithesis.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, not amethyst.
It's a big word. I'm not good at that thing.
Yep.
Art Adams variant. Mark Waid writing that. Neil Adams on internal art and Arthur Adams on cover.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a heck of a creative team.
There you go. And Thor number 2, 4th printing. 4th printing of Thor number 2.
Might as well get it.
You might as well. There's it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. Just start snagging them up.
It's embarrassing, but yeah, might as well.
But those are the things that Eric has pointed out. Let's see if you and I can find anything else, and let's start on the DC side since their order is way earlier.
Let's start where we never started before, and DC.
Yeah, let's start where they never started until they made us starting.
Let's see what our good old...
Giuseppe has a common Coley, has a good cover A for that Batgirl as well, so both covers really good on that one.
Jai Lee doing a nice cover B on the Batman Superman. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, all of a sudden I just want to buy everything Jai Lee ever created.
You were always a big fan.
Yeah, and then after Tom King decided to be a complete jackhole on the internet, I want to just throw money at Jai Lee. I love Dan Mora's Batman Beyond 46. That's just a good-looking cover.
Dan Mora does good work, man.
He does. We knew about him. We were very much Dan Mora hipsters.
Yep. Early adopters, man.
Yep.
We liked him before everybody else did.
Strange Adventures 5. Strange Adventures still really hot. So maybe look at one of these. Cover B's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But that would be throwing money at the Tom King, who I just cussed out.
He does a very polarizing person. You like him or you don't.
Mm-hmm. And that's all I see in DC. Just a few things here or there.
Yeah, they've got a full slate. It's just nothing jumping out at me.
Yeah, I mean, Death Metal 3's got a second print coming. Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knight 1 has that one shot went to a second print. It's cool to see the one shots go to second prints. We don't have any art. Well, we do have art on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC needs to get into doing cool second prints more than they do.
That Teen Titans annual looks kind of cool. It's a really cool retro Bernard Chang cover. They don't usually pop on annuals, but there's something about this that talking to me.
Yeah, that looks like an homage, just something.
Yeah, I've seen that before, and I just can't think of what it might be. I'm gonna put a pin in that and circle back around.
Yeah. Anything else in DC, my brother?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let's head on down. Start with a little bit of Dark Horse, where we have The Art of Rick and Morty Deluxe Hardcover Volume 2. So if you like Rick and Morty, Dark Horse does a good job with these hardcovers.
You were a big Kanto fan, weren't you?
Yeah,
I
loved Kanto.
Looks like there's a second volume.
Very cool.
It's IDW, of course.
Mm-hmm. Still the same dude. Still good looking art.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Lock and Key coming back for Impale Battalions Go. Interesting. Same creator though.
Go. Yeah. Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Sleeping Beauties. It's third issue, and the first two did pretty well. Always got to check out the TMNT ongoing Eastman cover, but of course
not this week.
Not this week.
They're blocking that out. That or Eastman's run a little bit behind.
That's possible. Yes.
Shipping bi-weekly as well now. TMNT ongoing, cranking them out every 2 weeks.
Really? Wow,
yep.
That's amazing.
Down to Image, where we have Bomb Queen Trump Card #1. #1 from Image. In 2024, and supervillain Bomb Queen wants to stop Donald Trump from becoming president for life. Her plan: campaign against Trump, steal his voter base, and lay bare America's dark underbelly in the process.
I hate books like that.
Featuring all the explosive satire and twisted fun.
Yeah, and they do not hold up, so you'll never ever revisit those ever again because they're so dated. Third issue of that Texas Blood, that looks really good. I've enjoyed the first issue. I haven't cracked that second issue yet. I got to do that. Got to read that tonight. And a Stray Bullets makes an appearance. Oh my goodness!
Ooh.
From November of 2018. Here we
Holy
go.
Holy crap!
Stray Bullets pops out and says, "Hey, don't forget us." I completely forgot about you guys.
My bad. Hey, David Latham, what's going on?
What's going on in your world, man? That is crazy. But hey, he probably had some time, some COVID time that he got to catch up a little bit, get some books out. That's good.
Anything else in Image?
I don't think so.
All right, down to some Marvel.
There's our good buddy Declan Shalvey doing the cover for Daredevil Annual. That's very nice. Did I read that Zdarsky's done with Daredevil pretty soon?
Well, I don't know.
I guess I'm gonna get this Thor fourth printing.
I'm trying.
I make fun of people that do that, chase those, but I might have to just pick one up.
I forgot to talk. We were talking about that Dark Knight's Metal second print up there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's our Robin King, is why that went to a second print. So that might be worth grabbing the second print, because Robin King has gotten hot as balls.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the one where, like, he was born in 2, but actually is alive and speaking in 3.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that was crazy bizarre, and I didn't want to read it anymore, so I stopped reading that one.
Well, it's worth a lot of money. So Dark Knight's Death Metal 3. Yeah. Sorry, that clicked to me as I was scrolling down, and I thought, crap, I want to touch on that. Where did you leave off?
I think we're in Marvel.
You were talking about Daredevil?
Oh, yeah, I talked about Daredevil. And
love that Declan Shalvey variant on that Daredevil annual.
Yep, I like that a lot. I like the idea that if they have the comics in the can, they're not holding them back. They're just accelerating the schedule. Yeah, that makes sense. Just get that stuff out there.
Strange Academy #1, a third print on that. There's still a lot of characters on this for first appearances, so it may still be worth it. And it's a cool looking third print, so there's no third prints have been hot. So Strange Academy #1, third print. Get it?
It blows my mind, but yeah.
And Thor 2, fourth print. It's crazy, but yeah.
It's a cool Galactus on the cover there. That's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
We got Red.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, from AWA, we've got Red Border and Year Zero doing their 4th issues.
Yep. They're penultimate issues. I know Year Zero's got 5 going.
Oh, okay. Final issue of Ghosted in LA. Issue 12's going to happen. So that's awesome. Good series. Looks like Wind is re-offering its 1st and 2nd issues in current printings, and then along with the 3rd issue. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Down to some of our smaller publishers.
Is there anything by Scout that we may have missed?
Yeah, no, 100%.
I don't know if Scout's on. Is Scout on? They might not be on FOC.
Yeah.
Vault is.
I got nothing in the back half.
All right.
So my recommendation to you is get Dark Knight's Death Metal #3, second print, and then in Marvel, get your 3rd print of Strange Academy and your 4th print of Thor 2.
Yeah, these multiple printings are having a resurgence. I can't speak for you, Kyle, but I used to snub my nose at 2nd and 3rd printings because I was a purist that chased the 1st printing, and
100%.
And it was worth way more in my mind than any 2nd or 3rd printing ever could be. It doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, I could have picked up a ton of Into the Spider-Verse second print, but I was like, second print will never be worth anything.
Yeah. Oops.
Crap.
Oopsie.
I just need like Spider-Man Deadpool, because I remember collecting all the different covers for one that they kept reprinting on that one. So I hope that one gets
that one needs to pop. Yeah. Let's slide over to our good folks at Cover Price, who have compiled some hot eBay sellers. You want to do top 10 or runners up?
I did top 10 last time, so I'll do runners up.
Okay. Kicking us off is Venom 25, the second print. We just talked about it. Sold 84 copies, man. Pretty nice. Burning hot. New Avengers number 7 from 2005. It's been a popular spec book for years, but with recent rumors of the Illuminati playing a large role through Phase 4 of the MCU, it's lit a huge fire. It sold 50 copies. It had a high of 180. Catwoman 23. Main cover of Catwoman outselling the variant due to Catgirl on the cover. It sold 42 copies and had a high sale of $32.99 for a raw copy. Venom 26. This is selling really well. First appearance of Virus, selling 85 copies. Had a high sale of $26. Fifth place is Crisis on Infinite Earths number 4. Rumors. This is from 1985. Rumors of Keanu reclaiming his role as Constantine have been swirling. His undervalued second appearance in this issue was the topic of conversation last week. With this news, this issue sold 45 copies and had a high sale of $90 for a CGC 98. Catwoman 23, the Lee variant, reintroduction of Snowflame and a first appearance of Catgirl, held well, sold 28 copies. But get the cover A on that. That's the way to go. The Empty Man number 1 from Boom. This is a 2014 book. I remember this, and I don't remember buying this. Buried at the bottom of their article, the Hollywood Reporter released the premiere date for the film on December 4th of this year. Sold 11 copies. 11 people read that article in the Hollywood Reporter and had a high sale of $100.
I'm guessing one person wrote that and bought all 11.
Maybe that's possible.
Or one person read that.
Yeah, it's possible. Ultimate Fallout 4 still. Oh God, why didn't we jump on this? We had a chance. Strange Academy number 1, second print. All covers trending and doing quite well. Sold 36 copies and had a high sale of $26. And Strange Academy number 1 rounds out the top 10. It's packed with first appearances. People just want to make this thing a key. It's sold a high sale of $300 for a CGC 98. Amazing.
Alright, we also have the runners-up, and starting with rank 11, we have Thor number 2, the third print. We're talking about the fourth print. Here's the third print. Sellers are listing this as the first appearance of Black Winter. While it's mostly a cameo of his hand and his powers, it's still trending. The standard cover is getting 55, turning buyers to this more affordable and underrated under-ordered third print, selling 33 copies, $20 for a raw. At rank 28, they're also talking about, at rank 12, Batman 28 back in 2014. The addition of Duke and Bluebird to the Bat family was expanding in a fun way. Both characters were welcomed additions until they were mismanaged with bad costume designs and writers who underused them when Rebirth began. However, it seems that Bluebird is catching some new wind, and she sold 10 copies, up a ton to $15 for a raw. Thor 5, the first full Black Winter, and boy is it hot. Most likely will be hot for a while if he does anything similar to Null, moving 44 copies, a 9.8 going for $350. At rank 14 we have Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 6. Starling spec is starting to pick back up after heating up upon release in 2019. The first appearance of Starling, which is Vulture's granddaughter, cooled down quickly to cover price for about a year. Things are picking back up, moving 24 copies, $120 for 9.8 and $40 for raw. I have 2 of these.
Forgotten about this.
At rank 15, we have Thor number 4. The first Black Winter in cameo is now a heavy debate with issue 2. Still, this book is still selling. Even if the favor is leaning towards number 2, it sold 25 copies, $80 for a 9.8. Negan Lives number 1. This is the first time the standard cover has made the list. It's been strong seller on its own, moving 30 copies and going for $10 raw. Strange Academy number 2 is on the list. Strange Academy has a fire burning under it. With the number one's variant covers and printings getting hotter and hotter, collectors are now turning to the second issue, moving 21 copies, $14 for Raw. From 1993, we have Action Comics 689. The fact that the biggest news out of San Diego Comic-Con at home was Zack Snyder including the black Superman suit in his Snyder Cut of Justice League is telling just how lackluster this event really was. Still, being the only news helped this first appearance of that quote-unquote back-to-life black suit move 21 copies, $15 for all.
Huh.
From 1991, at rank 19, we have Batman vs. Predator number 1. An interesting Polygon article came out last week talking about how great this book is, and it really is a fantastic book, and highlighted how it will never be reprinted due to all rights now being under Disney. And once you tell people they can't have something, it starts selling. 22 copies, up 136%, $15 for a Raw. And of course, we talked about Strange Academy number 2, we have the Arthur Adams variant, $32 raw copy on that.
Wow, that is just whack. The Polygon article thing? I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That did that.
And they pretty much just said, by the way, the rights to these characters are muddled. This book will never be reprinted. If you want it, go get it.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. It's time for our sneak peek.
All right. So we're going to start first at ucscomicdistributors.com/new releases for our August 4th releases from our good friends at DC.
Yep. We got the Joker War cover B of Batman 96. All these are selling well.
Oh, we have a J. Scott Campbell variant that they're not even showing us.
Yeah.
But by golly, I'm getting it. I want it.
That looks pretty good.
I was so excited I closed my tab.
Is that a 1 in 25?
I don't know. No, the 1 in 25 is the
Jorge Jimenez.
Yeah. Yeah.
I missed out on this Batman the Adventures Continues thing. I think I skipped over this completely.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight's Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knights number 1. One Shot is a Tony S. Daniel book.
And this has already gone to a second print.
It's had a 1 in 25 Kari Andrews. That's kind of cool. Our DC Classics Batman Adventures reprint. Wake Me Up When They Get to 12. Deceased Dead Planet going to second print. That first issue.
And 2's available now as well. Dreaming Waking Hours number 1 by Nick Robles. Actually, G. Willow Wilson is writing it. Nick Robles is on the cover. A new chapter in the Sandman saga begins with an all-new miniseries populated by faces both familiar and new.
Now, this is the 50th issue of Justice League. I'm not sure how Spurrier is with generating cool stuff. If this was a Donny Cates book, I'd say hop on it. But I'm not sure that Cy Spurrier is going to do anything special. Strange Adventures 4, shit, might as well get it.
Our facsimile edition is Wonder Woman Wonder Woman number 1 from 1987.
And this might be the
George Perez.
last facsimile from DC, right?
Yep.
That's a great cover, though. Mm-hmm. If I recall, I think that's the one I had George Perez sign, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Alright, that's all from UCS. That's all for the August 4th release date. Let's head over to previewsworld.com, see what we can find there. I forgot to click new releases because I've got too many darn tabs open now.
We've got Firepower. And if you had a chance to read that OGN Firepower, oh man, it was so good. Kirkman is just... When he's on, he's on. Good Kirkman is 100%. Great. It's just great.
And I've said it for years, Drew. If there's somebody doing a Hadoken on the front of a cover, you get that book.
Nerd.
Shut up. Here's a chance to get Negan Lives second printing, or as I like to call it, the blue letter variant.
Oh, you get this. This was not offered on FOC.
Correct.
So how did this get ordered?
Was it another freebie, or was it order? I don't. Yeah.
Did Kirkman say, "Hey, retailers, you want more?
Yeah.
I'll give you more." Because I don't remember this on FOC because I would have ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add this to my FOC order anyway. I want a blue one. Since I can't get the
Gold or
silver or platinum.
That was my joke.
Goddamn Virgin Brides #2.
You just like saying the cover.
I do. I love that. First issue was great. I can't wait. Can't wait to read this. And Ice Cream Man #20. This is the one that's for kids. That we enjoyed the covers. You kind of knew what all the kids books they were homaging.
Yeah,
on the
based on the pictures in the background.
It'll be
cool.
twisted and fun.
But yeah, there's until Dr. Seuss sues them, you're going to want to have that B cover because it is just straight out of Cat in the Hat, and it is straight good. It's straight out of One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's awesome.
Lucy Claire Redemption, a little delayed, but I mean, what isn't everything?
Yeah, hopefully it's not because of our boy Rock. Still doing really good.
And is this the last Sex Criminals ever?
The end.
Oh no, there's one issue coming next. That's a coda. Yeah. This is going to be the end of the story, and then they're going to do a wrap up. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Undiscovered Country #7, a really cool cover, eh?
And then our boy Charlie Adler taking care of the cover B.
Oh, yeah, he's on the B.
Yeah, so that's a tough one not to get.
Yeah. Down to IDW.
Well, then you skipped over the
at My Little Pony Transformers cover A. It's not the San Diego Comic-Con, but there you go.
You skipped over Dark Horse's Alien Original Screenplay #1.
I apologize. I just assumed they had nothing coming out since it was such a tiny offering.
It does have a Walt Simonson cover on it.
Ooh.
It's on the cover B, which is actually really nice.
It is.
So I think that's something worth looking at.
Yeah, the Alien Original Screenplay, 1 of 5. So Dark Horse having something we might be interested in. I just wandered on past.
Well, you never know.
To talk about My Little Pony.
They've done it to themselves because they hardly ever have anything. So,
Star Wars Adventures Clone Wars #1 going to a second print. All right, that's cool looking set. That's different art. You may want to get that.
Which one? #1 second print.
Yep, #1 second print. We got Plo Koon on the front with Anakin and General Kenobi. Marvel Black Cat #12, a really nice looking scan variant. Don't know that we care about the Empire Handbook. Don't know where they care about.
Thor 3 third printing. There it is.
Yep, there you go.
Grab it. Run. Don't walk to your store and grab it up. Oh no, that's issue 3. Sorry. Don't. You can walk.
Yeah. Star Wars Bounty Hunters #1 second print, and it is the Boba Fett cover.
Get it.
Get it. Oh wow, the Star Wars Vader #2 went to a second print too. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, it's been like Star Wars had a glut for a while, and then it kind of slowed down, and I think folks were missing it.
Mm-hmm. We had some really good stuff, like this Darth Vader stuff where he's mistaken Padme's decoy for Padme, and it's messing with him, was pretty cool. And then when we had that Kylo Ren series about him bleeding his Kyber, it was really cool. So there's been some really good stuff they put out too. I think if they just write better, people want them. But if they're poorly written, people just lose interest.
Did you Nothing. Go ahead.
I literally wasn't talking.
Another Nancy Drew. I saw that.
Now, this Nancy Drew is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the first issue was good. I haven't read anything else.
Mm. Down to Boom.
King of Nowhere. That's the guy that does Ice Cream Man.
Ah.
And Tyler Jenkins doing the art.
And our smaller publishers. Bad Mother #1. From Upshart, or Artists, Writers, and Artisans, whatever you want to call it. Krista Faust.
Looks good.
Mike Deodato. Yeah. A nerve-wracking thriller from crime writer Krista Faust and blockbuster artist Mike Deodato.
Yeah, it looks really good.
They've been super well written.
Yeah. There hasn't been any heat on the secondary market, though, has it? Has any of the AWA stuff taken off?
We did have that Year Zero #1 hit a few weeks late.
Yeah.
As triple and cover or whatever.
Here's your Horizon Zero Dawn art germ cover, and you have the game.
No, Peach Momoko cover.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Momoko cover. We had the game art wrap that looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So there were tons of opportunities to buy these here. I think we got at least 3 of the 5 covers between us.
Yeah, I got a deuce on the Peach Momoko.
Yep. I dropped a deuce as well. So we'll see how those turn out.
Antarctic Press with Patriotica #1.
Is this like the follow-up to... No, it is not.
The goddess Athena, namesake descendant of the first Athena, has come to Earth to save it from invaders out of myth. But the very power that originally banished the gods is sapping her life force too. To survive, she must reluctantly bond with a human, a scrawny college student named Aaron. Together they transform into the mighty Patriotica to fight gods and monsters, protect and rally the military, and deal with campus social life. Oh my goodness, it's both a superhero and a slice of life.
You're terrible. Little Stabbity Bunny reissue of issue 11.
Yay. For you Rick and Morty fans, we have Bird Person #1.
Good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh, I am torn, brother. I am torn.
Okay, from Vault, what about this vampire book?
What's it called?
Vampire, the Masquerade #1. Written by Tim Seeley, Teenie Howard, and Blake Howard.
And it's from Vault?
From the international best-selling World of Darkness universe. So this is from a universe we're not already in, so I don't know if there's anything to it.
Oh, okay.
Vault brings readers to a brand new Vampire the Masquerade comic series, Winter's Teeth.
No. Pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, I think we'd already have to be in this world to really care about it. I just saw that Tim Seeley was in on it, and I always like to check on him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one thing you have to have that you go, you get, and you immediately throw on the internet because it is flying out the door, bro?
I'm having trouble. There's lots of stuff to choose from.
There is many things to choose from. But, Drew, I asked for one pick of the week. And we got all kinds of things here. We've got multiple things from your boy Robert Kirkman, I know, that are scratching at your door.
Yep.
We got multiple extra printings on things that we think are heating up and moving good, and we got other things that might just jump out of the woodwork to steal the spotlight. But I only ask you for one thing,
Right.
Drew, and what is that?
I'm just counting all DC because I've already forgotten what was on there, and I didn't write anything down. So everything is it's either it's going to be either Firepower, probably not because there's already been an OGN release. So now I'm scratching that. And then the Negan B, I've already picked Negan when it originally came out, so I'm not going to pick that. So I'm up in the air between Ice Cream Man 20, cover B, or Bad Mother, and I'll probably go with Ice Cream Man 20, cover B. That's my pick.
Yeah, gotcha. Bad Mother from Artists, Writers, and Artisans is looking good for me, but I honestly think that Negan Lives number 1 second printing is going to be. There's not probably going to be a lot of these.
No.
So I'm going to see a spike for that second print.
So even though I didn't pick it because I didn't want to put the cover on our post again.
Oh crap! That's right. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. I forgot.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's a different color. That's fine.
I forgot what that's why. What's your reason?
Yeah, that's fine. You do what you want. You're a rogue. That is a good pick, though. I mean, I do think it's going to be hot.
Good stuff. All right. I want to thank you guys for tagging along with Drew and myself for comics coming out August 4th and 5th. If you think there was some other nice gold in here that we missed, be part of the podcast, write in to comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com. Be part of the podcast. Find us on any socials. Drop us a word as well. And if you got some of these books, hope you guys make some awesome money on it. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.